What's up, gamers? Barnes here. This is a review on Mini Papo figures. Those of you who are familiar with Papo figures, um, these are the same thing, just miniaturized. On a side note, when I had met Tim Samurai 7 RPG out in Pittsburgh, I told him I was never going to do a showcase video, and he said, "Well, maybe you could just throw something in the background every once in a while in a video." So I decided today I'll do that. Um, anyway, the Papo figures, I just have collected them all. I think there's like 5 sets or so, and they come in like these um, lunchbox type containers, which are good because they're reusable, and you can use them from other things besides the figures. Actually, all the figures will fit into one of them. I'm going to start out with just one complaint about the figures. I honestly only have one complaint, and that is that they don't have any bases, which is fine, and sometimes they're not that stable on the table and they wobble a little bit. But the fact that they stand at all without any bases is like a testament to Papo. So like we'll show you this Prince guy here. You can see how like small his little feet are, and this isn't exactly the smoothest or evenest terrain here, and he stands pretty well. You also have a king and a princess and a queen, and a classical wizard here with a staff, and then there's all these horses. They only have a couple monsters, and since they don't have too many monsters, and one of the effects with the monsters is time relevant, I'm going to start off with the monsters, and that is with this ghost here. All right, now check this out. Hopefully this works still. All right, now the light from the computer is kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but this ghost figure actually glows in the dark. Now you guys probably can't see that, huh? That sucks. All right, so we'll move on. Anyway, this figure does glow in the dark. That's pretty cool. I thought, at least. All right, so then I'll move on to the rest of the figures. So here are the rest of the figures. You can see there's a bunch of knights. There's 2 sets of knights that are identical. One's painted red and one's painted blue. But they have some pretty cool knights, I thought. There also was a minotaur in there. You can see they don't stand that well. That one's already fallen over. Luckily he's got a cape to catch him. I saw most of this with just a little fun tack. But we'll get into some of the interesting features about these guys. The worst weighted one are these guys. But we'll check out some of the cool features. So, oh, I forgot Cerebus. Cerebus, there's another monster. I think that's Cerebus, pretty much 3-headed dog. And the ogre here. Now, one of the coolest features about these guys is that anything that's in their hand, I had a D&D miniature in there just for scale. That's what these are back here. Anything that's in their hand, you could take out of their hand. Now, sometimes you might have to wiggle it a little bit. For instance, like this mace here. You can just take that out. Boom. Now the mace is out of his hand. You can put it back in. Or you can put any other weapon or shield back into his hand. And boom. It's back into his hand. Now, my other complaint is, I guess, is that a little paint peels on the weapons when you move them in and out of their hands. The next cool thing about them is, besides the weapons and shields coming out of their hands, and that you could switch weapons. You can see this guy. This is actually cool. I want to show this. He's got a little gun here. Now, basically what I use this for is when a character drops their weapon, I just drop it right there, wherever it was, and that's where it is. But the next really cool thing, at least I think it's a really cool thing, is that they just kind of like, go on any of these horses. All right, and now you guys on a horse. And the cool thing about the horses is they have rearing positions, you know, so they have two positions themselves. And you could, you know, throw his lance on him if you want. So these by far are the most versatile minis I've come across, and I really like them. I think they're really cool. They come with little weapons and little shields. Um, they're about the same scale as the Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, Pathfinder miniatures. You can see back here, and like they fit on pretty much any horse that's about scale. You just throw them right on, boom, and all the weapons and shields come out. And I thought that was really cool. You know, so like even this here, boom, and they're holding comes right out of their hands. You might have to struggle with it. Even this wizard guy. See, I could take that out. I'm not gonna. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think they're pretty good miniatures in overall. They're probably the best miniatures I've come across as far as versatility. And they're exactly like the larger miniatures. I don't know why this guy's not staying all of a sudden. There it is. We'll fight team out here. And the next quick thing I wanted to talk about was Robert Fremantle. I told him I was starting to use Warhammer miniatures in my game, and I was just starting to paint them up, and he said he had a lot of experience with them, and so he wanted to know which ones I had. So I don't know if you can see here, Robert, but these are the ones I have. I just started painting these two here, and I don't know. I'm gonna try to paint them up. I just started, and I've done a lot of painting in my life, and this is actually kind of difficult and tedious. And I've even done a lot of small scale stuff, but this is challenging, that's for sure. I feel like I might have to get like a little brace for them so they stay stable in position, and get a magnifying glass and an armature of some sort. Anyway, these are them, and I'm starting to use these in my Pathfinder 3.5 game. Anyway, that's all I got to say about the Papo miniatures. I think they're the best miniatures out there if you can find them. They're no longer made. I found mine at a parent-teacher store, and I was gonna do a review early, but I wanted to wait until I get them all, so I didn't tell you guys about them to go get them. Anyway, later on, y'all.